5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Buffalo, New York, it is the Keemstar Show with your host, Keemstar, and co-host, Salvo Pancakes.
Keemstar, thank you for having me back again. Last night, if you go to my channel, I prairied around and I danced around downtown Buffalo. Wasn't too impressed with the city, however, I did have a good night and met a beautiful boy.
Yeah, you were making out with a dude. Oh, you kissed a dude multiple times. I seen it. What's going on with that? It
wasn't a full makeout session. It was 3 pecks with one dude.
But you're married.
I'm married, but my wife understands that, hey, sometimes if the environment is correct, a simple kiss on the lips is completely fine.
Well, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we are allies over here on the Keemstar Show. Stop. We are, allies to the LGBTQ. And speaking about Q, we got some questions for the Pogger community. Our first episode, we covered this, right?
Yeah.
And there's more in this Pogger community stuff, this Pogger drama, Pogger gate, if you will.
Yeah.
We're going to do a quick recap and kind of tell you what is happening if you missed episode 1 of the Keemstar Show. We're going to give you an update with crazy stuff because we got Pokimaine in big trouble. We got Ethan Klein in big trouble, all related to the poker game.
All your favorites.
We have people lying, manipulation. These people are going down.
Yep.
They're going big time down.
And we are allies of the LGBTQ, like Keem said. And after last episode, we had a sneaky suspicion that we didn't see all of it. And Keem is absolutely more questions arise, more people going down, more drama here on the Keemstar Show.
Leaked calls came out, dude. Fake apologies, straight up lies, and I don't know why there's videos playing right now in the background. We do have a new engineer right now, a new
audio engineer,
audio
show producer.
Yeah, it's actually the dude you were making out with.
I know, and like people want to talk about like using power and fame to get like favors.
Why are you touching my arm?
I apologize.
Bradley,
no.
He's touching me.
Listen, I'm just trying to make you smile here. So let me peel back the curtain real quick because people like this. Okay. I want to make you laugh here a little bit because Keem has been angry. We have had some technical difficulties, nothing too serious. So just want to see that beautiful Keemstar smile.
He keeps like winking at the producer and he keeps fucking up the goddamn recording.
Listen, I promised the producer to make out with me and give me a good time, and he has a role
here.
Let's
get into it. All right, let's get into it. The very first thing that I want to talk about, and I don't know if you have this ready, Carlos, right? Do you got Carlos ready? The very first thing I want to talk about is the biggest case. Why do I still got my glasses on? They're supposed to go on and off. It's supposed to be fluid. The biggest case of cancel culture we have ever seen. Let me lay the groundwork for you, okay? Yeah. This is what happens. There is this guy. His name is Carlos, and he owns an esport organization. He was an esport player. He created his own org, like Nade Shot created 100 Thieves, right? He blew his org up into this big thing, and he's been trying to get a franchise spot in Valorant, because once you get that, then your esport org makes millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. So he had this this gaming tournament or whatever. They win. He's out celebrating, and he gets canceled. And this is why. Play the video. He's out celebrating with a very bad person. That's right. He is celebrating
with the
Andrew
one. Tate?
It's Andrew Tate.
Holy shnikey.
It's Andrew Tate. So the CEO immediately starts getting hate for sharing a drink in a nightclub with Andrew Tate. He didn't say anything, no statements. He didn't attack anybody,
Yeah, it's like I've partied with you enough where I know that there's a line and there's a difference of partying with someone because they're fun to party with and 100% agreeing with their opinion and agreeing with a lot of their stances.
Things. Yes. They're absolutely
as I know
things.
Personally here. And I know Andrew Tate looks like a fun guy to party with. Like he would be on the top of my list for a guy to party with.
Yeah, if you're sharing a drink with Andrew Tate at a nightclub, stop touching me. If you're sharing a drink with Andrew Tate at a nightclub, does that mean that you co-sign with everything Andrew
I don't
Tate
think so.
says?
I don't think so.
Absolutely not. All right. But the internet is a different world, right? We're in a metaverse over here. It's different than base reality. The internet says, oh, you're partying with Andrew Tate. You believe everything he's saying. You're misogynist. You're this, you're that. And he starts getting so much hate, right? But Carlos had a few drinks.
Yeah.
He's not dealing with cancel culture today. In fact, Carlos puts out this based-ass tweet. He says, nobody will ever be able to police my friendships. I draw the line here. I will party with whoever the F I want, getting 40,000 likes, 6,000 retweets. People are like, hell yeah, finally, somebody's standing up against these blue-haired freaks.
Which is a good tweet, and I'm very proud for Carlos to standing up. But at the end of the day, people were able to police his friendships and who he partied with. Because
that's right. Within less than 24 hours, Carlos put out an apology. It's not an apology. It's just like trying to calm people down. Yeah. But if you know, when you try to appease the mob, bro, they're like, they smell blood in the water. Then they really come. But he says, many G2 fans were let down this weekend, which created confusion about what I stand for. It was always been my
consistent
target to stand for absolute equality and opportunity, regardless of who you are. What does that have to do with anything?
I don't understand.
That doesn't make sense.
I just don't get it. Like that, it's clearly from a PR handbook.
Now, there was 2 tweets here in this apology PR handbook thing where he said he failed to read the room and stuff like that, right? So it was like, he walked it back. But the blue hair, the wokeness of the internet, the cancel culture mob, now that they can smell some blood, they went for it. Because Riot Games, all right, they didn't give G2 a franchise spot.
Wah, wah.
Now their esport org is hurting. And in fact, this walk back, I believe, came from sponsors who were thinking about leaving. Again, what did this guy do? Shared a drink with Andrew Tate at the club?
Right. And
his own esport org. Look at this. Look at this. Read this.
Okay, let me read this for you. Last night, this is from G2, no affiliation with Gatorade G2 diet drink. Last night, we failed you. The actions of our CEO spoke a language in stark contrast with the values and culture G2 lives by. What language? He said he wants to party.
His own esport org is coming out saying, our CEO, he did stuff that we don't agree with. Like, what?
Like, okay. Anyways, they go on and say, since our creation, we have worked hard to build a safe and inclusive environment to enjoy esports.
Inclusive. When any company is like, hey, we're banning this person, or we're kicking this person out, or we're shutting down this person because we strive to be inclusive.
Right.
What does inclusive mean?
Right.
What does it? Inclusive means everyone.
Right.
So when you disagree with certain people and you kick them out of the club, you kick them out of the group, then you're not being inclusive.
100%. Because what would be inclusive is to have handsome Carlos, which you can admit he's a strapping, young, successful businessman. Inclusive is having strapping Carlos in the room with all the blue-haired freaks. That's all about diversity. That's inclusive. But when you kick everybody out who's not a blue-haired freak, that there's no diversity anymore.
And if you're a little upset with this cancel culture stuff now, all right, it's about to get worse because the CEO, Carlos, gets pushed to the point where he has to leave the company that he founded.
Yes,
roll it.
I thought about no better way to do this than with a vertical video, which I know I got a lot of flack for it in the past, in previous times, but there's just no better way to do this than this. So I can't believe what I'm about to say now, but my time in G2 has come to an end.
People, you should be furious, okay? This guy, Carlos, is one of the most respected people in esport. He was a player. He went and created an org. He created all these careers for all these esport players and whatnot. He created a company worth $300 million, and he has to leave it because he posted a video online of sharing a drink with Andrew Tate.
Right. And Chris, can we make sure that we're pulling up that picture of Carlos while I talk about this? I've been to enough parties with enough shady people. If there's people wearing a blue suit jacket with a blue linen shirt and they're unbuttoned, they're into partying, they're into drinking, they're going to live it up. So the esports organization probably knew the type of guy Carlos was because he helped build it. So for them to turn their backs on Carlos, because it was them, it was the organization in a way, that's the problem. It would only take G2 to stand up to these crazy mobs to be like, no, we're standing by our guy for this.
And it's not like the majority of people are upset. This is a fringe few that are upset with this, because if you look at Carlos's tweets, right, and we'll go look at them right now. Him stepping down doesn't have more likes.
No.
Him apologizing doesn't have more likes. Even him partying with Tate doesn't have more likes. Him telling people not to police his friendships. That tweet in this whole series, in this whole story, is the one with the most likes. That means the people agree that you should not be able to police who other people are friends with.
And then at the end of the day, the only person and the only people that could have policed who your parties with, who your friends are, is the organization that you helped build. How sad.
Unbelievable. Everybody has betrayed Carlos. Everybody in this industry, his own team, his own org, his sponsors, his players, different commentators in the Valorant scene I've seen making these comments. Everybody's just fishing for likes. Like, you know, it's the modern day, you know, burning of the witches or whatever.
Yes.
In Salem, Massachusetts, way back in like the 1500s, right?
Yeah.
Somebody in the village didn't like Becky, and they were like, you know what? I think Becky's a witch. And they're like, let's put her on trial.
That's exactly what it is.
And they're like, well, we just think she's a witch, so she's out of here. And like, this is what's going on today. All right, there's not enough inclusivity.
There's not.
There's not. It's one idea, one thought process. That is it. You either toe the line and you do exactly what we say, or you're out of here. It is not inclusive.
That's very true. Speaking of betrayal and cover-ups, do you want to go into the latest with Poggergate? Because this morning, Maya Higa, I'm Maya Higa, you're Maya Higa, came out with a twit longer.
And guys, listen, if you watched episode 1,
which you should have,
of the Keemstar show, you know all about Poggergate. But for those of you that didn't get a chance to watch it, I'll give you a brief summary. There is a Twitch streamer with a gambling problem, and his name is Slicker.
Slicker, not Slasher, who's the other degenerate gamer.
Don't confuse him. Slicker has a gambling problem, and he likes gambling in sports. And so Slicker, throughout the last couple years, and this is him on screen right now, he started borrowing money from other Twitch streamers and even allegedly scamming fans for money to feed his gambling addiction.
$300,000. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Little $300,000. And look, we're not saying allegedly, right? This is not one of those things. Like, he admitted to this. Like, this is fact, all right? As we know it. And so the thing is that Slicker has friends. You know, he's friends with Pokimane. He's friends with Mizkif. Hassan Piker, Maya. So that's like his corner of Twitch, all right? The other section of Twitch are guys like Trainwreck, XQC, Aiden Ross, the guys that actually do gambling, right?
The cool guys, in my opinion.
The guys that do Twitch gambling stuff.
Sure.
So his friends, Mizkif, Maya, all them, Pokimane, instead of blaming Slicker for this, instead of blaming Slicker for this, they decide to blame gambling as a whole. And they start a campaign called Twitch and Gambling, to the point where Pokimaine is up there saying, listen, guys, December, she says something along this is not an exact quote. December is the most popular month for Twitch, and I feel like we should run a boycott and not stream that week right before Christmas, because that'll make Twitch force their hand and stop the gambling.
How is Twitch okay with Pokimane threatening a boycott?
Pokimane is basically the CEO of Twitch.
Literally.
If you guys don't, Pokimane has more power at Twitch, in my opinion, than the CEO of Twitch, in my opinion. Well, in my opinion.
Did you guys hear in one of the calls, one of the leaked calls, they were talking about how they literally, Twitch has said, apparently behind closed doors, that they can't remove Poki. Like, without her, the whole site, they think, will just go to shit.
Well, they're wrong.
Yeah.
They are wrong because, dude, a lot of the reason why people don't like Twitch is because of her. But, hey, look, I don't want to get into that right now.
Poggergate.
Let's focus on this. Pokimaine publicly puts her foot down and bends the knee, and Twitch listens and bans gambling,
which hurts Trainwreck's XQC's pockets by millions and millions,
like literally millions.
Yeah, because one girl, Pokimane, says, I don't like this. people lose millions and millions of dollars. You see how extreme this is. You see the animosity some people would have about the situation.
And so Pokimane's good friend, Mizkif,
Ms. Information.
right here, and Maya, right? They are helping Pokimane with the campaign of Twitch Stop Gambling, right?
Right.
And Trainwreck's, his livelihood is affected by this. He's going to lose millions. So he fires back at Mizkif and drops a nuke and says, you, Mizkif, and Maya covered up a sexual assault.
Boom!
Boom!
It really blew up. And
That tweet comes out. Pokimane's laughing about it like, oh, what is this? Like, she
and
didn't
we'll
know.
get into everything that happened after that. That was just the recap from what we saw on episode 1. But after that, it gets worse.
And so here's the story, all right? Tell them about what happens with this alleged sexual assault.
Okay, so the alleged sexual assault was Adriana Lee, lovely young victim girl, was at a Twitch party. These Twitch houses host
Lovely young victim girl. You can't, come on.
lovely. Well, she's a victim. She is a victim in this situation, and she's a girl. She's a victim.
What is, yes, but
She's
like
a lovely young lady who happens to be a victim of a horrible crime. Listen,
bombing
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. These Twitch houses host extravagant parties, crazy parties, alcohol, people going crazy.
Yeah.
Adriana Lee passes out. She had too much to drink.
She's sleeping in a room.
She's sleeping in a room. Right. She even goes to bed. Crazyslick, who is Mizkif's best friend,
Yes.
allegedly went in there and did something that made a lot of people uncomfortable.
Yeah, so basically, the victim's friends saw Slick go in there and claimed that he was kissing her when she was unconscious and feeling on her chest.
Grabbies.
And when they confronted him, he said, I was checking for a pulse to make sure she was okay.
Right, so that happened, and instantly, Adriana Lee gets word of it. A lot of this is very confusing. She was going to go out with a twitlonger to expose Crazyslick. This is where the cover-up comes in. Mizkif, this big streamer, best friends with the assaulter, sends his girlfriend, Maya.
He
Higa.
says to her in a recording that came out, "You are Maya Higa."
Yeah. Sends Maya Higa and Mitch Jones over there for the cover-up. Boom. So the person, the catalyst that actively played literally the most active hand in the cover-up has been silent for this long, Maya Higa.
Maya Higa. Now remember, she's been instructed by her boyfriend Miz to go over and
Cover up an assault.
literally help their boy Slick. He's their roommate. He's, her
Yes.
boyfriend's best friend.
Yes.
Go and help him because he's about to get exposed for SA. You got to go talk to this victim and you got to control this narrative. And so she gets exposed for that. And look what she says in her defense.
This morning, the Maya Higa posts a twit longer and says, I would like to respond to the recorded call from last week that aired on Destiny's stream. I was not offered the opportunity to represent myself on the call, and thus what I said and my intentions on that day in question were misrepresented. Destiny did offer a spot to come on the stream, by the way.
Yeah, he did. I heard.
I have already spoken my truth on stream, but in light of the false allegations brought upon me, I feel the need to speak on it again. I do not want to engage in nuke wars. I do not want to play games. I will only speak for my own intentions and actions on that day. And then she goes on and on and on with the PR handbook here. But scroll up, Chris. But she goes, of the false allegations. Well, what are the false allegations? Well, it's that she had an active part in the cover-up. But maybe Maya thinks that all her fans are so stupid. Maybe Maya thinks nobody's paying attention. We're about to show you multiple video clips of the people, of her friends, of the people involved in it, telling the truth and basically calling her a liar.
You know what's crazy about this statement that Maya puts out? She apologizes to Ariana, but then also says, I'm sorry, Ariana, but I also didn't cover this up. What are you apologizing?
You can't have it both ways, Maya.
You can't have it both ways. You can't say, I'm sorry that I went over there and, manipulated you into putting a line in there, because when the victim first put out her original statement, and again, this happened a year ago,
right?
She puts out this longer tweet explaining that, this made her feel uncomfortable, that she heard from a friend that Slick was going into the room while she was sleeping. Again, she didn't witness anything. She was sleeping, right? But she's hearing from a friend that he was going in there being inappropriate, right? So she puts out the longer tweet, but then has a line, which we now know was forced by Maya to put in there, that she didn't feel like Slick sexually assaulted her. Well, it just doesn't even make sense on the surface. What is the point of the longer tweet?
What are you even making the tweet about if you didn't feel like that? But that was cleared up.
And the victim says that the reason why she wanted to put out the longer tweet and wanted to put in the statement saying, like, I don't feel that I was sexually assaulted by Slick was because Maya asked her to, and she was told that she would still make content with them, still make videos with them, hang out with them, if she followed along and did what Maya said.
Right. So, and that's a classic case of quid pro quo. You do this, we'll still allow you around.
But
it just happened.
Here's the truth of what really happened.
Yep.
When she put out the longer tweet, when she said, Slick did not sexually assault me, I don't feel he did that. When she did that, they blacklisted her.
Literally.
Slick hit up everybody that she was collaborating with, saying don't collaborate with her. They labeled her as the girl that tried to cancel Slick. You had Mizkif coming up saying this was a lesser thing, this wasn't a big deal. Yeah, and Maya Haya literally going and influencing and controlling the narrative with the victim before the victim even had all the details.
So, Keem, is it crazy that I'm thinking that the booby grope was the cover-up and maybe something else happened that was a lot worse based on everybody's kind of scramble here?
Before we go off on that tangent, let's give our viewers some of this new stuff.
Let's do it. Chris, what's this clip that we're about to say?
This clip right here is actually from it's a clip based on the call that Destiny leaked out. So he was given this by allegedly Trainwreckstv. I think he did state it in the video, but I want to be 100% certain on that. But this is about what they think that Maya was doing there.
Okay, so this is Destiny playing a recorded call. We're going to need sound on that.
Yep.
And roll it. Yep.
Mitch there. Mitch was just acting like stupid Mitch the
His
whole
dumbass,
time.
yeah.
While,
Pause it.
He wasn't like...
For context here, Asmongold is recanting what happened when they went over to Adriana Lee's house for the cover-up. Play it.
Like, it was basically Maya gaslighting Adriana the whole time. Basically saying,
Maya,
are you sure this is what Slick did to you? You're pretty drunk. You wouldn't remember it. Are you sure? That doesn't sound something like Slick would do. We know Slick.
Oh, no.
Shit like that.
So let's
Pause it. Okay. Maya, what are the false allegations? Because I don't know about you, Keem. That's an eyewitness testimony for us right there. Gaslighting.
Believe all victims, I think, is the thing that Maya always says, right?
Of course, but it gets even worse. Brain dead Mitch Jones, who is Mizkif's best friend, who was also sent with Maya to Adriana Lee's house to help with the cover. That's how I know Mizkif is such an idiot. He sends this idiot to go help.
And by the way, the reason why we know all about this is because Trainwreck exposed it. How did Trainwreck find out about the SA cover-up?
Yeah.
From Mitch.
Right.
Mitch is playing everybody.
Yes. He's playing everybody, I think, because he just hates being the bad guy and hates confrontation or whatever. So we're going to play this clip. Mitch Jones, the roommate who's actively a part of the cover-up, is so stupid and is so dumb. He needs a buddy to kind of hold his hand and push his tush around. Play the clip. You'll hear Mitch Jones scramble and ask for help. Play it.
Did Miz explicitly give direction to you and Maya and fucking whoever the fuck else was in that room to go to Adriana's house and to quote unquote downplay the situation or find a way to save Slick's ass? Yes or no?
The answer to that is yes.
Okay. I mean, Maya. And you know what's so crazy to me?
Mizkif down.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Maya down.
And you know what?
Slick down. And Mitch, because he went there.
Literally.
Literally, the guy you just seen who's saying that is the truth, he played a part in it, so he's down.
First person testimony, right? So, and you know what's so crazy to me, Keem? The statement that Maya put out this morning was after her friends admitting. So she's still willing to lie. She's still willing to actively cover up because that's all that they can do.
And here's the thing, right? Maya is the girlfriend of Miz.
Right.
All right. Miz is the one that's controlling his girlfriend,
Maya Maxwell,
to do the cover up in this scenario. And she shouldn't have a career, but it really boils down to the director, to the guy in charge, to the guy pulling the strings, and that's Mizkif,
the blue-eyed baby.
Mizkif, Maya, careers finished.
They literally can't come back.
And if they do have careers, they should be like reminded every day.
Every day.
You covered up an essay.
Yes.
You covered up an essay.
Some of the worst things. And on top of that, our little friend Ice Poseidon has been throwing grenades on top of the nuke.
Yeah, because Mizkif is in trouble, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, when you're playing a video game, the main quest is the main quest. In this scenario, the main quest is the essay cover-up. But Ice Poseidon's been doing side quest. He dropped some DMs with a little side quest of Mizkif saying racist things.
Hard R.
Saying homophobic things. Hard F.
FAG.
And now he is dropping even more on Mizkif that is not on the main quest. It's a side quest. Listen to this one.
Play it.
Okay, so him and Maya's real breakup reason was while he was with her, he didn't love her or anything. He was just keeping her around for content. And every girl he flew into that house, he was just fucking them.
Okay. So Mizkif covers up essay, says the N-word, homophobic, and is a dirty, filthy little cheat. What's good to like about him?
Oh my gosh. Hey, Maya, can we got to protect Slick, right? Maya, go over there, talk to the victim, control the narrative, you're Maya Hager, right? As soon as Maya and Mitch walk out the door, he's
clapping cheeks, sloppy toppy. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Disgusting. But the worst of them all.
These are your idols. These are the heroes. Little kids out there giving your $5 a month for that Twitch sub.
Hey, Twitch chatters.
These are your role models.
Twitch chatters. Twitch parents. These... When little Johnny and little Bobby Bimbo come to you and ask for their credit card because they want to donate to Miz and their favorite Twitch streamers, these are the people that they're watching. These are the people that send pog emojis all day in the chat, carotting their brain watching these evil people.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi.
All right. Mizkif is the owner, right? Yes. He's the founder of OTK, right? Where all the group of all these streamers, right?
The worst of the worst.
If a CEO of an esport org, right, is out there sharing a drink with Andrew Tate and he has to step down, wouldn't it make sense that Mitch Jones,
bye-bye,
that Maya Haga,
bye-bye,
that Mizkif,
bye-bye,
and Pokimaine laughing at the situation?
Asmongold, I want them all kicked out of the house.
How are they not all gone?
See, we got to burn that house. See,
how are they not all gone?
We have to do it. We have to do a service. We have to burn the house down with everybody out.
What is that term that starts with an M that's like sounds similar to mahogany that they all say all the time?
You're misogynist. You're misogynist.
Misogyny or something like that. Something that
you've heard that a lot, right?
Yeah, I hear that. I don't even know what that word means.
Misogyny. It's
but
like,
you can't. I know it has something to do with like treating women bad, disrespecting women, right? Something like that, right?
We love women, right?
I think I love women.
We love
I'm
women.
Just saying, if you're gonna cover up an essay of a sleeping girl, then you might also be labeled as a misogynistic.
It would make sense. It would make. I mean, that's really kind of being rude to women. Speaking.
If you should lose everything from sharing a drink with Andrew Tate, then you should surely lose everything for being a part of this.
Speaking of losing everything and being rude to women, the meanest, most evil person I've ever come across. Like, I look at Pokimaine and it's like, she's the evilest. She's the meanest.
You know, I will
She's made the news again.
I will say that Pokimaine gets a little bit more hate than what she deserves.
3 out of 10.
But the problem is Pokimaine also gets passes when she deserves hate. It goes both ways, people. So if you're going to type in there like, why are you just hating on Pokimaine because you hate women or whatever? No. You, the same person that leaves a comment like that, you don't hold her accountable when she's being bad. And we're going to see her be bad. She was actively involved in this stuff. She knew about it. She's friends with Mizkif. When she heard about the essay allegations, Pokimaine didn't come out and say Slick is bad, this is wrong, Mizkif is bad, Maya is bad.
Right.
No,
Right.
She laughed at it at first until she got to a point where she had to save herself. And now, listen to the manipulation from the Pokimaine.
At this point, I'm appalled by so many things.
Ooh.
I just don't want to be involved in anything.
Time out.
Poker.
Have you noticed that she looks completely different? She went over to get a makeover.
Yes.
To make her look more old and more mature.
Literally. She
at
got
this.
some ugly bangs with an ugly auburn dye, and she's looking really gross.
How does she have a right to talk down to everyone? I'm above it all.
No,
you're
not.
involved.
You've been in the middle of all of it.
Yeah.
We know what you've been doing, you evil, evil little woman.
And what did she say? I lost my audio.
I lost my audio too. I think it's coming back here. Check.
Testing.
Check.
Everything's looking good.
Everything's looking good. We're
Testing.
back. We're
Okay,
back.
they're-
We're back. I blew the speakers, but we're back. This is how much I care about this. Pokimaine. She now wants to act. Keem dropped his jewel. Are you okay? Oh, you had unplugged. Keemstar got unplugged. He really fired up here. Pokimaine.
Test. Okay.
Pokimaine. We know she's been involved. We know she's been stirring the pot. We know she's had people banned. She's been in the middle of it forever. But now, things get a little too hot for her.
Take it back a little bit. I just want to hear what she said.
Roll
What did
it.
she say again?
Many things. I just don't want to be involved in anything.
Okay.
Really.
Aww.
I want to be like homies with my OTV friends.
Oh.
And stream sometimes and vlog and post shit. But the Twitch scene, it's a lot.
Go back to the very beginning. Go back to the very beginning. Play that one more time.
Pokimaine.
To be honest with you, at this point, I'm appalled by
Stop.
so many.
Appalled. She's appalled.
But what is she appalled with?
How are you appalled when you're involved?
You can't be appalled when you're involved, Emaine.
Keemstar, Salvo,
Yeah.
we're appalled
I'm disgusted.
because we're not involved.
Right. You see how that works?
But you're involved, so how are you appalled?
Right. So you're appalled with yourself then, just like how we are. Oh, so we agree. Yeah, we're appalled with you, Emaine.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I think she's so frustrated and she's so over it and she's so annoyed with all the comments and everybody talking about this. She just can't handle it. She doesn't give a shit about the victim, clearly, but she's sick and tired of her name being dragged around the mud.
If Pokimaine cared about this situation at all, she would be calling out Mizkif. All right, she'd be calling out Maya. She'd be calling out Slick.
Hassan, probably.
She would be calling out these people involved, but they are her friends. So instead, she laughed at the victim to the point where she had to apologize to the victim.
Yep.
And even when she apologized to the victim, she was talking down to them,
Laughing.
using her little what do you want to call it? Her
Ooh-woo.
fake voice,
Her
her
ooh-woo.
ooh-woo voice.
Can you do an ooh-woo voice scheme? Ooh-woo. Ooh-woo. Oh, no. Adrenaline. Listen, this is what Pokimaine does.
I didn't know that I didn't know how serious it was. I didn't know what I was talking about. The reason why I laughed at that tweet, because I didn't know what it was.
It literally said sexual assault, and you laughed.
Is that funny to you,
you,
Emaine?
you don't know how to read?
Listen, for every soul of an innocent woman she takes, she gets a new do. She gets a new makeover. It's disgusting. It's
From now
disgusting.
on, we will refer to Pokimaine as the CEO of Twitch because she has more power
Yes.
than anyone I know.
Blacks with a good tweet here. She allegedly cackled when Adriana Lee's sexual assault in private for being old
Don't
news.
cackle. Don't cackle.
Roll
Play
it.
This is all an act. The same way Pokimaine came into that call with XQC and Hassan and started using that soft voice, whereas the day before she was cackling about the fucking thing being old news. Then she comes in, well, I'm so sorry. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Bro, yeah, well, because she was put in the corner. Like, she can't say shit about sexual assault. She knows it.
So there's Trainwrecks openly admitting, once again, Trainwrecks is the good guy here.
Trainwrecks is the least guilty person involved because
100%.
You know, people look at XQC and Trainwrecks as like on the same team or whatever, but XQC like made content out of this, and he was titling the video "Dramageddon, awesome, epic." We're talking about SA.
And hasn't he like came after you for not respecting women?
That's right. XQC came after me when I was talking about speed trash talking a video game, and I said it's just trash talk, not a big deal. And he was like, "You need to respect women." Well, are you respecting women, XQC, when you're titling your video "Final Chapter, Dramageddon, da 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 da" and making jokes? Can you not touch me?
And he knew about.
Can you
and
not touch
the
me?
The camera didn't see that.
Yeah, he just
that was
fingered
between
my
us.
arm hair. People,
that was between us, and he knew about the assault too, and kept it a secret.
Yeah.
So again, it's how much do you really care? Okay, so that's the little update with the Poggergate, but of course, your good friend Ethan Klein has to get involved.
So let's explain this clip before we get into it.
Yeah.
And you keep touching me.
That was an accident.
What? Okay.
That was an accident.
So give them some backstory, because you got Hassan Piker, who is friends with Mizkif, and he's trying to help out Mizkif. And so their enemies in this scenario would be Trainwreck XQC.
Yeah.
So in this clip, they try to throw some hate at Trainwreck.
Right. It's a divert. They're trying to divert the drama off Mizkif and Maya back onto Trainwrecks and bring up past drama. About a couple years ago, Trainwrecks was in some mini drama with another Twitch streamer, Alinity.
Okay.
She got in trouble for throwing her cat or something. So 3 years later, Hassan and Ethan are bringing back up how Trainwrecks might have been mean or aggressive.
He was like flirting with Alinea. Actually, let's go to the producer. Is this true? Like, was Trainwrecks, being like over the top in the DMs with her? Like, what happened?
It's kind of conjecture, but basically how it was stated is that Trainwrecks, there was a clip of him saying he wanted to R-word her. Or like something in the DMs about it. He said it apparently
to her or to somebody else.
Apparently about her. So
was it a joke?
It was more or less a joke. It wasn't anything serious, from what I understand.
And they had a good relationship. So she was like, It was cool at the time.
It was cool at the time, but then what I understand, I don't know about her really, because then she took it as a legitimate thing that he was creepy to her. Then she started putting out like statements saying that Trainwrecks is a piece of shit. All that stuff. So it started to snowball into what we know today.
So Trainwrecks was wrong then.
Yeah.
Okay. So he is wrong.
Okay. Yeah. So Hassan and Ethan bringing it up is clearly to me a divert of attention back onto.
All right. Let's hear what they have to say.
Let's roll it here. Hassan looks so pretty with that hair, by the way.
Mm-hmm. He was harassing me regularly, and I didn't like it. There might even be video. There might even be video of that.
I got it all.
Yeah, but she also said he threatened to R-word her, and then nothing additional came of that. But I don't know if it was because at the time everyone already hated her and was bullied.
So boring.
Hey, word of advice, Ethan Klein, Hassan, before you go on camera to do like a show like this or something, maybe have a sip of coffee or something. I don't need coffee. Do you need coffee? I don't need stimulants. I just know that I'm on camera and it's my job to entertain, not put people to sleep.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Spit it out. Go.
And I know you don't watch the H3 podcast content. Actually, he doesn't.
I really don't.
The whole time during this, Ethan is trying to egg on Hassan to shit on Trainwrecks more, and Hassan's being very hesitant and pulling away from you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Viewers. They always want to control the narrative.
Always.
They want to be in control.
Always.
They want to control your little brains. Go ahead.
Roll it.
Bullying her nonstop, and she was not exactly a favored person on the internet. Or because there was nothing to implicate that, but I think Train himself said that back and forth was mutual at the time.
Yeah,
this is not a defense of Train.
He's lying.
This is not a defense of Train at all. By the way, just for the record, I just don't know what the exact details were. I'm just piecing this off of what I remember.
Yeah, he's a liar.
Okay. Yeah, look at Ethan. Ethan looks amazing.
He's really good.
He's lost weight. Yo, round of applause. Come on.
Good job, Ethan.
Come on.
We love you around here.
He's definitely been exercising or something. He looks skinny.
He looks good. His hair looks very good as well. His hair looks very good as well.
It doesn't look old or nothing.
No, he looks great.
So let me ask this. All right. So that's what I remember. So the R comment was playful back and forth. Producer, please.
Yeah. From what I understand, that it was playful back and forth. It was cool with it, but then it came out later. And if you listen to the call in its entirety with Destiny, is that Mizkif was planning on potentially dropping those to.
Okay, so they're flirting back and forth. Yeah. They're saying follow stuff back and forth, and then Alinity decides to weaponize these comments and take them out of context, right? So Trainwreck is innocent.
It seems, because
I remember Train saying this is BS.
And you know what's so funny? It's they were going to use Trainwrecks, jokingly saying he was going to R her, but it's like the people that are mad at that also covered up an actual sexual assault. Isn't that so ironic?
This is what I need the audience to understand, all right? This poor girl is passed out at a party. Right. She gets estayed, right? And then they do a cover-up. Now you got Ethan and Hassan trying to attack Trainwreckstv, the guy that put it out, so they can also be a part of the fucking cover-up.
It's crazy.
The cover-up, it just goes, it's like,
it's
what
nuts.
How does Ethan and Hassan not understand the optics here? Like, what are you doing?
I don't think they understand a lot.
You're now co-signing and being a part of the cover-up by attacking Train.
And of course,
it's not about Train.
No, it's about the victims always. And of course, Ethan Klein always has to get involved one way or the other. Fortunately enough, Ethan Klein goes live multiple times, and he had to issue a statement, his record-breaking 20th apology this year for something that he says. He tweeted, regarding the discussion involving Alinity on today's show, was it worth it, Ethan? I understand that a lot of people are angry with me for talking about Alinity on today's show. I would like to clarify that I spoke with Alinity at great lengths. That turned out not to be true. She gave me permission to do the segment and wanted me to be careful so she doesn't draw the wrath of the internet like last time.
So
she did.
It turned out not to be true. He didn't actually talk to Alinity before?
It came out that, like, based on previous statements he said in that podcast, there was no conversation he had with Alinity.
Wow. So, listen, all right. Ethan Klein, you are the wrong person to be out there white knighting Alinity. You know, out there saying, leave Alinity alone. Don't talk to Alinity in a sexual way. Because when Alinity threw the cat,
just 3 years ago.
On the podcast, H3H3 had this to say.
Roll it.
This is the big gossip story on the internet of last week. Alinity, who is a Twitch streamer with big-ass titties.
Wait a minute. Did I hear that right? Did Ethan Klein, the first description about talking to women was big ass titties?
How do you describe a woman, right? And the first thing you say is their name, and the second thing is big ass titties. Like, what?
Yeah, and Gila. Yeah, I see the way you're looking at him, but I thought you were a feminist. I thought you were a boss, CEO, girl boss things. You didn't want to stand up for another female there?
Go ahead,
not
play
a
it,
good look.
play it.
She's like a titty streamer. Well, I don't know the size of her
titty
tits.
streamer.
I'm only
I
saying
know
that.
Alinity. I know Alinity from being a great, charismatic, entertaining gamer, not a titty streamer.
He's bullshit. Play it.
She's known for wearing like very little clothing, and it's a. And I think it's
Okay, stop. There's a thing that these guys do to women.
Hornies?
They're like, oh, she's barely wearing any clothing. When in reality, the girl is wearing just normal clothes, but she has a great body, so you can see her body through her clothes.
Right.
Like, he's talking about Alinity like she's camming up every day in a bathing suit.
Right.
Not the case. Alinity, as far as I know and I can remember, has always worn normal girl clothes. She got women bumps.
I know. I hope that, like, we'll see a clip of Alinity, at that time, maybe in the specific clip where she's throwing the cat to see what she is wearing, because
all right, let's
the way Ethan Klein's saying it, she's literally wearing a thong.
Assume that most people that are watching is because she's a pretty girl that doesn't wear a lot of clothes. Is that right, Dan? She wears, I've seen cleavage,
she's
low
a very attractive
shorts.
Girl, and she dresses in a relatively revealing way. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
That shirt looks so cheap on Ethan.
Well, at any rate,
it's all wrinkled.
I think,
Ethan looks like
there's
he
a term that people have, and I'm not necessarily.
The camera
What?
went off again. Main camera.
You're joking.
Nope.
How long ago?
Just literally right now.
What? Well, keep talking.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. So here's Ethan Klein in his Easter Sunday pastels, right? In a very wrinkly Teddy Fresh piece of garment.
Talking about Alinity like
Being
she's
sexist.
a piece of meat. Talking about Alinity like she is a piece of meat.
Nothing new with Ethan. Continue.
Necessarily agreeing or disagreeing. I'm only trying to explain the perspective of the people who dislike her. They call her a titty streamer.
Oh,
she's like a titty streamer.
He's not
She's
speaking
like,
for himself. He's explaining the other people.
Got it. Thanks, Ethan, for the context there.
Did it again.
You're joking.
Nope.
Did the check the dummy battery? Maybe that got unplugged. I know you are on the floor unplugging things.
That literally can't happen.
So Ethan Klein, as we all know, switch to like the full room cam right now, Chris.
Got it.
So Ethan Klein is saying the same stuff in 2019 that he said in 2020, that he said in 2021, that he continues to say in 2022. And he keeps having to issue apologies, which is also very weird because when you have to issue an apology, that's an admittance you did something wrong. That's an admittance of guilt. How many more apologies does the bad guy have to make before people are like, okay, maybe Ethan Klein isn't good? How many good guys are making this much apologies?
Yeah, let's play it.
Titty streamer. I'm not going to blame the girl for being attractive and being on Twitch, okay?
You just did.
You
Yes.
just
What do you
did.
think about her outfit here?
Yeah, what do you think about her outfit there, Keem?
Normal girl clothes.
You
like,
go to Target, you go to anywhere. That's what girls wear, Ethan.
That's a
maybe he
shirt.
doesn't know because maybe he doesn't leave his house. Maybe he
if
doesn't
what
see the sun.
If what Alinity is wearing in this clip is skimpy, then I guess for guys wearing a t-shirt is skimpy. You know, like
right,
what?
Right. We know. Yeah. Continue.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a little something for the kids.
Obviously,
It's a little,
obviously,
it increases
guys-
our views.
It increases views.
Yeah.
Not my taste, but obviously, a lot of women do dress like that too.
And there's nothing wrong
So
with
the cat walks in the way. She scoops it up and throws it behind her.
We've all seen.
I don't know.
seen
I guess I'm not that offended by it.
And why?
I've had
Ethan?
cats before. They're very. You can fucking throw the hell out of cats. When I was in college, I had a roommate,
Play.
a housemate, who had a cat, and this cat used to come into my fucking room and piss all over my shit. Piss all over my shit. Every day.
He has a history of that, doesn't he? With animals.
Hey. Like,
and I catch.
If a cat's coming in and peeing all over his clothes and whatnot, I mean, it makes sense. Like, if I look at Teddy Fresh clothing, I see a litter box.
Right. Yeah. I just expect that it's like garments used to clean things
what
up.
What is that? Like, it's a Charlie Brown, the little dog or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
Snoopy.
What is going
It's
on?
ugly. It looks itchy, and it doesn't look good on Ethan. Like I can see that looking good as like a fall or Christmas sweater on a girl.
He's like, I need to get a sweater that matches my hair.
Camera's out again. I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know what to do with that. How long have we been going?
I think the dummy battery, something going. And guys, this is the Keemstar Show, and this is what differentiates us. We don't have Ethan Klein in the H3 Smelly podcast studio with 50 people. We have Keem, Salvo, and Chris here.
I think we should,
and it's still better
because the main camera keeps on going off. I think we should end things a little early today.
Okay.
So how much more do we have on the docket?
I think that might be it, right, Chris?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it, man.
So we
That's the
had
show.
we had Pokimane and we had both Ethan Klein being massive hypocrites. I'm not sure if this clip fully played through, but you know, when I hear him saying that he throws his cat and you can throw cats and that's cool, it's
Really?
like I'm thinking about my pets and like if anybody came in my house and threw my pet, like it might resort to violence.
Cats land on their feet, but at that same time, it's like you don't throw something you love like that.
Right.
It makes me think. Well, Keemstar, any last final words here?
We appreciate the support. You know, we're building a real fan base. I made this tweet. I said, you know, on Drumler, I felt like I had viewers. People like tune in for information. You know, they tune in for news or whatnot. On here, on the Keemstar Show, like I feel like I have real fans, and we've read the comments, we've seen all the love, and we want to thank you guys for being on this journey with us because this is a podcast that will be around for a decade.
Yes, and a lot longer than the Baited Show. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Keemstar Show featuring Salvo Pancakes.
There will be a brand new episode next week, Wednesday. All right, so make sure you're sub. Make sure you have the notifications on because as soon as we go live, you want to get that notification and join.
Thank you, everybody. Do the room shot and wave the audience off. Keemstar Show featuring Salvo Pancakes live on YouTube. Pancakes in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. See you later.